Asia's Diverse Climate and Landscape by Encyclopedia Britannica, adapted by New Zealand staff on 11/27/19. Image 1. Heavy monsoon rain in Manipal, India. Air masses and wind patterns. Continental climate. Air from the Atlantic Ocean passes over Europe and Africa. It reaches Asia and becomes very dry. This continental sea air only extends to the eastern parts of Asia. Arctic air moves south very easily. In the south, tropical and equatorial air is common. It is held in place by the mountain ranges that span the continent. A major air pattern is the anticyclone, a weather pattern that causes extreme temperature changes and cold, calm weather. In the northeast, a cold pole exists. Temperatures as low as negative 96 degrees Fahrenheit have been recorded. The polar front. The polar front is where temperate, mild, and tropical air masses are in contact. This contact forms cyclonic storms, circular storms that cause extreme weather. Movement of the polar front causes rainy seasons in West and Middle Asia. Northeasterly winds in the winter are caused by high pressure. These winds are the South Asian winter monsoons. The rains that occur in India in early June are responsible for almost all of the total yearly rainfall. The monsoon bursts on the Malabar coast and spreads northward over India. Major climate regions of Asia. Tropical climates, rainforest, grasslands, semi-arid, desert, subtropical climates, humid subtropical, desert, temperate climates, temperate, subarctic, grasslands, desert, polar climates, polar tundra, highland climates, highland, varies with altitude. Monsoons and typhoons. There's a lot of change in the air movement during the summer in China. The monsoon may carry moisture well into Mongolia or fail completely. It all depends on drift and continental weather patterns. The monsoon is much less dramatic than in India. It accounts for 50 to 60% of yearly rainfall. Tropical cyclones or typhoons may occur in South, Southeast, and East Asia. They are most severe in summer and early autumn. They consist of strong winds and torrential rains. These occasional storms are so heavy that it often rains more in a short period than it will during the entire summer monsoon season. The influence of topography. Different climates in Asia are divided by topography or the natural arrangement of the landscape. A good example of this is the southern slopes of the Himalayas. Different zones of climate based on elevation are clearly defined. They vary from the tropical climate of the base of the mountains to the extreme Arctic-like conditions of the peaks. Exposure to wind and sun also changes the climate. Sunny southern slopes have a different climate than shady northern ones. Temperature. The temperature in South Asia tends to be mild to hot. The temperature in North Asia tends to be frigidly cold. The average January temperature in Siberia is below -4 degrees Fahrenheit. In the region around Verkhoyansk, it reaches -58 degrees Fahrenheit. In July, the hottest places are Mesopotamia and the Arabian Peninsula. The Thar, Great Indian, and Taklamakan deserts are also very hot. Precipitation. Rainfall is different across the continent. Around the equator, it is about 80 inches per year. On tropical slopes facing away from the wind, it is less than 40 inches. In subtropical and mild monsoon climates, it ranges from 24 to 80 inches. In the deserts of West, Middle, and Central Asia, there may be less than 4 inches of rain per year. Climatic regions. The weather throughout the year is varied. Climates can be anything from tundras to subtropical. Monsoons are very common in many parts of Asia. All of the different features of the types of climates exert a strong influence on other natural conditions, as well as on the landscape as a whole. Urban climate. Human activities, both cultural and economic, have effects on climate. That is evident in microclimates linked to cities and industrial complexes. A microclimate is a set of local weather conditions and may differ from the surrounding areas. Those areas produce large amounts of dust and gas that can change temperatures and wind patterns. Such conditions are characteristic, for example, of Tokyo in the industrial region of northern Kyushu in Japan. It can also be seen in Kolkata in the industrial area of the northeastern part of peninsular India. Quiz. Number 1. Select the answer choice that best summarizes the article. A. Monsoons consisting of strong winds and torrential rains are very common in parts of Asia. B. Many factors, including topography, wind patterns, and monsoons, create Asia's diverse climate. C. The Himalayas are a good example of the way that different climates in Asia are divided by topography. D. Asia's diverse climate is mainly caused by the actions of people living in different geographic regions. Number 2. Look at the image in the section Monsoon and Typhoons and read the following paragraph. Tropical cyclones or typhoons may occur in South, Southeast, and East Asia. They are most severe in summer and early autumn. They consist of strong winds and torrential rains. These occasional storms are so heavy that it often rains more in a short period than it will during the entire summer monsoon season. How does the image support the information in the paragraph above? A. The image illustrates that typhoons consist of strong winds by showing the speed of the winds. B. The image illustrates that typhoons occur for a short period by showing the number of days they last. C. The image illustrates that typhoons are common during the summer and occur in South, Southeast, and East Asia. D. The image illustrates that typhoons bring torrential rains by showing the rainfall amounts that occur during the storms. Number 3. Use the 3 maps and information from the article to select the true statement. A. The southern half of the Asian continent has a warmer, more tropical climate than the northern half. B. Asia experiences typhoons and rainfall only in the northern half of the continent. C. The Asian continent consists mostly of desert and tundra. D. Precipitation levels do not affect the climate of different regions in Asia. Number 4. Read the following paragraph from the section Climatic Regions. The weather throughout the year is varied. Climates can be anything from tundras to subtropical. Monsoons are very common in many parts of Asia. All of the different features of the types of climates exert a strong influence on other natural conditions, as well as on the landscape as a whole. How does this paragraph support the main idea of the article? A. It shows that monsoons are a defining factor in the climate of Asia. B. It shows that climate is determined randomly and changes very little. C. It shows how the weather in Asia has different features than anywhere else. D. It shows how weather, climate, and landscape are all interconnected.